The architecture of illumination to enter the shining gateway is to step into a hall of mirrors where every reflection reveals a deeper facet of truth. James Allen does not merely present ideas. He constructs an inner landscape where thought, will, and spiritual law intertwine like golden threads in a tapestry of awakening. At the heart of this work lies a series of immutable principles pillars that uphold the bridge between human frailty and divine potential. These are not abstract theories, but living truths, as real and as forceful as gravity, waiting only for recognition to exert their transformative power. The sovereignty of Thortelin's philosophy begins with a proclamation as radical as it is simple. Thought is the master weaver of destiny. The mind is not a passive observer, but an active creator, shaping reality with the quiet persistence of a river carving stone. Every circumstance, every condition of life is first conceived in the unseen forge of consciousness before it manifests. In the outer world, this is not a call to naive optimism, but a recognition of causal law, understanding that suffering and joy alike are born from the seeds of habitual thinking. Consider the metaphor of a garden. The mind is the soil, thoughts are the seeds. Neglect the soil, allow weeds to take root, and the harvest will be bitter. Tend it with care. Plant seeds of wisdom and compassion, and the fruits will be sweet. Allen does not offer this as a poetic suggestion, but as a cosmic rule. The gateway shines for those who realize that to change their world, they must first change the quality of their thoughts. The alchemy of character, yet thought alone is not enough. Allen's vision is one of character as destiny, a truth that transcends morality and enters the realm of spiritual physics. Just as gold cannot emerge from lead without the crucible's fire, so too does the higher self only emerge through the refining flames of discipline and virtue. The shining in the gateway is not a passive glow, but the radiance of a soul tempered by right action. Here, Allen echoes the ancient Hermetic axiom, as above, so below. The outer life is a mirror of the inner state. A man who harbors resentment will find enemies where none exist. A woman who cultivates peace will walk through storms untouched. The gateway does not discriminate, opens for all who align themselves with its laws. But this alignment is not a matter of wishing. It is a matter of becoming. To pass through, one must shed the weight of petty desires, of fear and self-deception, until only the essential remains. The illusion of separation, a third pillar, arises. From Allen's work, the dissolution of the illusion that we are separate from the divine, from one another, or from the fabric of existence itself. The gateway is not a door to somewhere else, but a realization of what has always been. The seeker, in truth, is not crossing into a new realm, but awakening to the reality that the sacred was here all along, obscured only by the shadows of misperception. This is perhaps the most subtle of Allen's teachings, for it requires not just intellectual assent, but experiential knowing. It is the difference between reading about light and standing in the sun. The ego, with its ceaseless demands and fears, constructs a prison of individuality, convincing us that we are isolated fragments in a hostile universe. But the gateway reveals the deeper truth. We are currents in a single river, notes in a grand symphony. To realize this is to dissolve the barrier between self and cosmos, to become the gateway itself. The law of love. Finally, Allen's work rests upon the foundation of love, not as sentiment, but as the fundamental force of the universe. Hatred, fear, and division are not merely moral failings, but metaphysical errors, disruptions in the natural order. Love, in Allen's sense, is the recognition of unity, the willingness to see the divine in all things. It is the final key to the shining gateway, for only the heart that has expanded beyond selfishness can fully apprehend the light. This is no abstract ideal. Alan insists that love must be lived not as a fleeting emotion, but as a disciplined orientation of the soul. The man who loves truly does not seek to possess, but to serve. The woman who loves wisely does not cling, but liberates. In this way, love becomes the very currency of the spiritual realm, the means by which the gateway is unlocked and the journey fulfilled. The choice before us, these themes are not separate but interwoven, each supporting and illuminating the others. Thought shapes character, character reveals unity, and unity expresses itself as love. The shining gateway is not a static symbol, but a dynamic process, a continual unfolding of consciousness into ever greater dimensions of understanding. Alan does not promise ease. The path to the gateway demands vigilance, for the mind is a restless thing, ever prone to distraction and decay. But he does promise possibility, the certainty that any soul, no matter how burdened, can step into the light if it dares to meet the conditions.